Hey everyone, I'm Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and welcome to episode 41 of Let's Platinum Final Fantasy VII. Alright, just before I start, I'm going to do one last thing with my party setup. I'm actually going to take cover off of Red 13, and I'm going to give it to Barret instead, and we're just going to swap it with Poison. You'll see why in a moment, or you'll see why after the battle, and probably maybe even during the battle. Okay, that's good, but Barret's missing. How much HP is... Okay, yeah, I'll use a potion finally. Okay, so that should be it. Everything should be set. Just double check. Yes, yes, and... yes, okay, cool. Let's do this. There's going to be a bit of fun here. Came up with like a different strategy for this boss. This warrior went through the cave all alone, fighting attackers one after another. Grandpa, that warrior. Oh, we're almost there. Alright, let's find out what Bugenhagen is talking about. Red 13 seems to be pretty interested. This is a cool thing, actually. What is this? Grandpa, is he... After death, the ghosts of the Gi, like stagnant air. This can't be. It's almost like a haiku or something. Yeah, kind of cool effects there with the what they showed off. Alright, this is Gi Nattak. Alright, now, here's the thing. This boss has 5,500 HP. It is weak to Holy. And if you're familiar with how Final Fantasy works, any bosses that are weak to Holy can be killed practically instantly with certain items. So in this case, you could use like an X potion to kill it. I think a Phoenix Down would also work. However, I want to do something a little different. I want to use White Wind and also Barret's Cure. Now, the reason I want to use this is because White Wind, remember, it heals a target for the amount of current HP that character has. So as you can see, Red 13 has 1676 HP. If he keeps that, that's 1676 damage. Cloud has 1581 HP, so if he keeps that, he has 1581 damage. And Barret will heal for actually probably even more than those numbers with his Cure too. And if you add up all of the numbers between Cloud, Red 13, and Barret, that equals just almost exactly 1,500. Almost exactly 5,500. 1,500 plus 1,500 is 3,000. Oh no, it's 4,500. Ah, man, I thought I had a good strategy. I didn't just realize it's actually 4,500. That's why it doesn't work perfectly. But that's okay. You know what? I literally just realized right now. That's fine. Let's do it anyway. So we're going to do White Wind, all opponents. Barret is going to do Cure, all opponents. Cloud is going to do White Wind, all opponents. Okay, Takeover. He's attacking Barret. So that, I don't know what Takeover does. It seems to cast like Darkness maybe or something. Let's find out. Whoa. Oh, I was like, did the game break? Okay. Now that's fine that Barret took damage because Barret's damage is not affected by how much HP he has. So there's 1676. How much is this going to do? Okay, 828, so it's actually far less. White Wind. 1581. What are we going to do here? Fire 2. It's going to cast Fire 2 probably on itself. Yeah, to try and heal it. I've actually been healing it with White Wind, so it doesn't. That was a waste. Drain is going to be hit onto Cloud. I don't know what he loses actually. Does he lose health? Should be MP, but okay, it was just a little bit of health. That's fine. Fire 2 on Barret. And this should basically kill him now. Like after this White Wind and the next one, I think he's dead. Oh, he's dead now. Holy crap, that was awesome. That's so annoying that I didn't realize until that just now. It's not 1,500. It's not 5,500. It's 4,500. Did any materia level HP plus did? Yes, and all. Yes. So Red 13's HP will be crazy, and we get the Wiser Staff. We'll have a check in a sec. Thank you, Cloud. Because of you, we survived. Nanaki, you have grown strong too. Oh, yeah. Doesn't sound like something he usually says. Now I know that it wasn't a mistake bringing you here. Come, I have something I want to show you, right over here. Alright, we will. Let's see how much health... Oh! Red 13's health has just exploded because of that 150 AP. Remember, he got... it was 150, but he got 300 on that HP plus materia. How are we doing with this one? Yeah, look at that. We're already like at 35% or something through this one, 32% I guess. Alright, so that's really good. Or to the next level, that is. Elemental, he also leveled up the all materia, so this one here is on level 3, level 2. Cover, yeah, so the reason I wanted to use cover on Barret is because if he did any physical attacks and Red 13 had cover, you know, I'll switch it over now, Red 13 would lose health, and if Red 13 lost health, his White Wind wouldn't have done as much damage as it did. 5,000, 5,000, that's crazy. Alright, cool, let's pick up the Gravity materia. So Gravity is basically like the laser spell. It does casts Demi, which does a percentage of health. I'm not 100% familiar with the percentage. My guess is it's something like 25%, 33%, 50% probably. I haven't actually checked that. Alright, so now we get a little bit of story for Red 13. This is the warrior who fought against the Gi. He kept them from taking even one step into Cosmo Canyon. Bugenhagen looks a little faded there, but it's probably just the mist here. But he was never able to return to town. Look, Nanaki, look at your father, at the warrior, Seto. That's Seto. Seto continued to fight the Gi tribe here to protect this canyon. Even after the Gi's poisonous arrows turned his body to stone, even after they all ran away, Seto continued to protect us, and he continues to protect us, even now. Even now. You thought that he was a coward and ran away, but he alone risked his life to protect Cosmo Canyon. That is your father, Seto. Oh, sorry, that is your father, Seto. That is Seto? Did Mother know? Ho ho ho, she knew! The two of them made me promise to keep this cave shut. They asked me to seal it myself and not to tell a soul. They said we should forget about this cave. Cloud, would you mind leaving the two of us alone? Yes'm. Nanaki, I want you to continue your journey with Cloud and the others. Grandpa. Listen, Nanaki. Cloud says they are trying to save the planet. Honestly, I don't think it can be done. For even if they stop every reactor on the planet, it's only going to postpone the inevitable. Even if they stop Sephiroth, everything will perish. But, Nanaki, I've been thinking lately. I've been thinking if there was anything we could do. As a part of the planet, something to help a planet already in misery. No matter what happens, isn't it important to try? Am I just wishing against fate? I am too old to do anything about it. This year, I'll be 130. Oh. That's pretty damn old. That is why, Nanaki, you must go with them. For my sake. Grandpa. I wanted to show you your real father before you left. I'm so glad that you came back while I was still alive to show you. Grandpa, don't talk like that. I don't want to think of life without you. Oh, well, I've had a long life. Grandpa, you must live. I'll see to it. I'll see to what's happening to the planet, and I'll come back to tell you. Nanaki. I am Nanaki of Cosmo Canyon, the son of the warrior Seto. I'll come back as a warrior. I'll come back a warrior true to that noble name. So please, Grandpa. Alright, and then the last thing that happens is Seto sort of cries tears. They look like materia. That's Seto's... Seto. Father. Oh! That's cool. Alright, so Red 13 learnt the truth about his father. He thought that Seto had like abandoned his town and village and everything like that and run away when everything was being attacked, but in actuality he ran to protect them from, I guess, like the main entrance point or something, and defended everyone against him. Alright. Shall we get going? So this is it. Red 13. That's just the way it goes. You came in handy at times. No, I want Red 13. Put Kate Sith in again. That's alright, we'll get him back in a sec. Alright. So before we go... Alright, last thing to do, I'm going to give Kate Sith his Black Megaphone. Yeah, now this is crazy. Black Megaphone is the first weapon in the game that actually has 4 slots for double materia growth, which makes me really want to use Kate Sith because, you know, just it's so minor, but it's it's, how can I put it, like, it's just for, yeah, it's essentially so minor just for 1 extra slot, but it can make a little bit of a difference. I'm probably not going to, because we will be getting weapons for the rest of the party that have double materia growth, so it'll be fine. But yeah, wait for me, I'm coming too. Come on, Boogan. Taking a sweet time. Cloud. No, Cloud! Please look after Nanaki. What happened? I think I grew up a little. That's what happened. Talk to Boogan one last time. Oh, come back whenever you need my knowledge. Okay, Santa. Bye-bye. Alright, so let's rearrange our party one more time. PHS, Kate Sith for Red 13. Double check all the materia. Sorry, all this, and then materia. Oh yeah, he also got... Wait, wasn't it there? Yeah. It didn't actually say, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, you get this Serif Comb. It's decent. It says Memento of Father. It's very powerful. Look at that, like almost double the damage. And the attack percentage up as well. It doesn't have any linked slots and unfortunately only normal materia growth, but yeah, it's how it goes. Alright, that's fantastic. And we put everything back the way it was, didn't we? Chocomob Elemental HP plus, enemy skill time. Time has already gained quite a bit. All ice restore. I love the idea behind materia. It's very clever, and then the AP distribution is also really good. They even give you that area to like farm the AP and everything. Alright, fantastic. I'm going to give myself a save here, and I'm going to take a break. And we'll continue a little bit more in this episode before moving on to the next one. So for now, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's get into the buggy, and yes, we're going to go back and do another battle at Fort Condor. I know. I know. Again, you don't need to do this. I'm only doing it because, for, you know, the sake of completion, essentially. Now, while we go back, I want to talk about one other thing. that I haven't really talked about too much, and I should have done research on this first, but I will, I'll endeavor to do so, and then I'll put a note just saying whether I was right or wrong, I guess. So last time I mentioned how we got up to that point with Barrett. Well, not last time, sorry, it was a few times ago. I mentioned that point with Barrett where you can talk to him and you can increase the amount of affection you gain with him by simply like saying the certain thing, and then you can do it infinitely and all that. Now, it turns out, and I think I also said this, that that is the final affection point in the game. And what that should effectively mean is that now, like from this point forward, there's no need to just use Barrett and Red 13 in the party, because if you can't gain any more affection, then you can use other characters. However, there is a secondary issue with this. The game, and this is the thing I'm not sure about, there is a chance that the game is actually designed in such a way that depending on who you use in the party, they will also get sort of like a certain amount of affection points. So for example, if I had made every decision that I had made throughout the entire game, but I decided not to use Barrett and Red 13 and instead used Aerith and Tifa, I'm not 100% sure that I would have still got Barrett for the day. I might have actually got Aerith and Tifa, because even though I treated them like garbage, I actually had them in the party the whole time. So I remember reading that this is not the case, like that technically you could use whoever you want in your party, it's just, it only matters who you treat like well and poorly. But I decided to, you know, do it the way that I did it. I'll put a note on the screen to say, you know, which one was correct. But I do remember reading that like it was supposed to be an intended mechanic, like that's how it was intended to work, but then they, because of time constraints, they took that out of the game, and thank goodness, because that would have been really annoying. This time I'm actually going to show the battle, and then I'll go back to the thing. The only reason I want to show the battle is because I've worked out things a little bit more. So let's go okay, ready. This doesn't matter. Don't worry about what he tells you. So here's what I do, like to make it absolutely perfect. Use a fighter, start the game. Press L2 to reduce the speed on the right side of the screen to low. Find the point where you need to start. Fighter, 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 fighter. Then when you get here, defender, or like whatever you're fighting against. Then go to this side. Attacker, whatever you're fighting against. Then go here and put a defender as well and start heading to that one. And then finally go here and put an attacker and start heading to that one. Now increase the speed to max. Then lower it as they get close. Press circle when that comes up. Press circle again to just allow them to do their thing, and then leave the speed on low. Now this is the tricky part. For some reason, leaving the speed on low allows you to still defeat these enemies and not cause the next bunch to spawn, and there we go. So yeah, I did it immediately. If you put the speed on high at that point, the next enemies seem to spawn a little bit faster. I can kind of guess exactly I can kind of guess why that might be. It might be that like the spawn timer is affected greatly by how quickly the game is going, but the attacks are not as affected. Like maybe there's a different percentage in terms of how much they're affected by the speed difference. So that's what I would say it probably is. And I think that's why it works perfectly when we do it like that. All right, cool. This is exactly the same thing. You get another 5 high potions, not potions like it says. Another 5 high potions. All right, fantastic. So that's that one out of the way. Have we... Yeah, whatever. I was like, how much have we used? Okay, and now let's go head back. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to mention before. Like I could cut this out, but I'll leave it in. I should be able to get there pretty quick. Just trying to think if there's anything else interesting to mention before we move on. I don't think so. I guess one thing I could mention is that the next area that we're going to is extremely interesting. This is where the game really like picks up in terms of the story. I mean, I feel like the story for the most part has been really good so far, but we've also like run into 2 towns in a row where we've been, where essentially the main idea was just to explain like a bit of Barrett's story with Coral. and a bit of Red 13 story with Cosmo Canyon. And the next place that we're going to visit is also going to be for a different character's like backstory, but it's going to be very like fascinating. So I'm excited for it. It'll be a good fun times. I'm really proud of how this has gone so far as well. Like, I know I started by saying that I wanted this to be sort of my what do they call it again? Not a Matisse, but I guess it would similarly, I think Matisse would work. A magnum opus. I wanted it to be sort of like my best guide, and I think for the most part it's been really good, and I'm proud of it. So I hope people who are watching are enjoying it. I know it's not getting that many views. Like, I can obviously see the numbers and stuff, but I still think it's really good, and I'm very proud with how it's turned out. So yeah. Anyway, there'll be plenty of time for the very popular games down the track, so I'm not too fussed. Alright, so interestingly, so remember that these guys were weak to wind. I was going to mention this. Oh, I got Fat Chocobo. Yeah, this is something that can happen as well. So because it's Choco Mog, you can actually get Chocobos, and if you do, it does a lot more damage. So you can see, if it's percentage based, that was probably about 30% more damage. Presumably it's also still a wind element effect, but yeah, those guys are weak to wind. Let's go with a Aqualung. Let me just think for a second. Yeah, we should be fine. I'm just worried about using too much MP, but no, we're gonna be fine. Look how much MP we have now. We're in the 200s, like well into the 200s. Alright, so we're gonna go a little over on this episode, but that's okay because I went a little under on the other episodes. What do we got now? Another 2 Grand Horns. Ah, nice. Oh, Cloud. Cloud with a massive smack. Gotta love the Force Stealer. Very soon we're going to be getting rid of the Force Stealer, so... yeah, I was like, can't remember. Am I keeping the material like that, or am I changing it back? I can't remember. I guess at this point it doesn't really matter. Alright, we'll do the last battle. We'll end the episode here. Ooh, these guys are weak to... I forgot if it's fire or ice. I think it's ice. Give me 1 second. Ice. Okay, so Cloud has that magic. Ice too. Beautiful. Another thing you can kind of do, which is really cool, I haven't done it yet, but I assume I'll do it at some point. You can put the time materia and link it to all to give all of your party haste, which is really good. So it's a really nice combo. As you can see here, if I had gone past this point with the buggy before, it would have broken down. But now that the you'll just have to trust me on that one. But now that the events in Cosmo Canyon are complete, the buggy no longer breaks down. All right, let's do one more save, and we will leave it here. All right, so I want to thank you all for watching episode 41 of Let's Platinum Final Fantasy VII. My name's Ultima456. You're the Ultimates. And I'll see you next time.